What's going on, guys? What's up, Husker Nation? This is Patrick Joy with Real Men Wear Kilts TV, and whew, that was a gut punch last night, guys. That was a gut punch last night. Um, I don't know what it is. I don't know how Minnesota seems to always have our number. At least the last several years. I think this is the sixth time in a row that we faced Minnesota and lost. Um, it, it looked to me like the team fought hard. It really did. But it also looked to me like Minnesota just had our number. And I don't know why or how. But it was ugly. It was ugly. It was. I mean, there was a lot of sloppy play on Nebraska's part. I mean, I know I've seen some comments about the surrender white uniforms. Um, I don't think that's what really happened there, but who knows? Stranger things there. And I mean, I don't think anybody was predicting this. Nobody was predicting Minnesota to come out and just do what they did, but they did. Um, you know, there were some positives out of the game. I think we saw some really great things out of Dylan Raiola. There were some crazy passes that he made. He had that left-handed pass. He had that pass, that shovel pass where he was falling down and somehow managed to get that ball out to a receiver as he's falling down. You know, there were some moments in that game that were really positive. But yeah, um, I don't know what else to say on it other than what happened. Um, I'm still a little in shock. Um, I don't expect us to stay in the top 25 this week. Hopefully, we can climb back up into the top 25. Hopefully, last night was a fluke. I mean, any given thing can happen on any given Saturday when it comes to college football. So who knows? I mean, yeah, that's I look at what happened last night. I'm in shock. I really am. I'm shocked that Nebraska lost the way they did. I'm shocked that Minnesota did what they did. But at the same time, this is what 5, 6 games in a row that Minnesota's just seems to have had our number. When we played them. Um, I mean, there's still a good chance that we're going to make a bowl game. I still see this team being at least an 8-win team this season. It's not a bad team. We have the talent, we have the skill. Just something happened there. I know there's talk of firing the offensive line coach. Heard some of that last night. I don't know if that's the right move or not. I mean, yeah, the O-line a couple times now seems to have really dropped the ball. I don't know if that's down to coaching or players just not executing. Either way, it's something that definitely needs to be addressed. Whatever the issue is. But it's just one of those things. I haven't looked at any headlines today yet or not, at the time of filming this, so I don't know if there's been any new announcements or anything like that in regards to this. But wow, can't believe Minnesota beat us 24-6. Um, and here's the thing: it looked like the team was fighting hard the whole way, the whole game. Like I didn't see a point where they had given up. You know, there was also some questionable calls on the part of the refs, at least in my opinion. Um, there were things that I saw that the refs weren't calling that probably should have been called. You know, it's just one of those things where there's a lot of things going on that need to be addressed and need to be figured out. We got the talent, we got the skill, we got the players. Um, Hopefully, you know, I mean, there was even some people predicting Nebraska would blow out Minnesota, and well, that didn't happen. you know, like I said, I'm just I really don't know what to think about this game. I really don't. Um, I mean, things went wrong, and they went wrong in a bad way, and we gotta figure out like, okay, how do we address this? How do we fix this? How do we, you know, make sure this doesn't happen again? I haven't watched any of the press conferences from Matt Rule. I know one of the announcers at the end of the game had said something about Nebraska should lead the O line coach. Should lead the O line coach sitting on the tarmac as everybody else heads back to Lincoln. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think we need to quite do that. Maybe, I don't know, but whatever's going on with the O line needs to be figured out. Um, Defense needs to figure out what happened there as well. I mean, there's just a lot of things that need to be figured out. Um, but with that, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to keep this short. I will see y'all later on this week to talk about the Northwestern game and re-examine and re-look at some things as far as the team goes and maybe adjust some of my predictions and whatnot. I mean, I will point this out. Who was it? Miami lost yesterday too to freaking what was it? Louisville, I think. So and Miami was number 2 in the country. So I mean, any given thing can happen on any given Saturday, and college football is starting to get kind of crazy. But with that, I'm going to hop off here. Y'all have a good one. God bless y'all, and as always, go Big Red.